Hey everyone, so here we are. It's this first topic I'm gonna open and it's gonna be about questions. So, yeah, I just want to bring that to here. I want to ask everyone if they question themselves, you question others, if you question this reality, how what kind of questions you bring every day to your life, if you are aware of your questioning, if you are aware of you are not questioning. So let's start. What is for you a question? It is comfortable, you ask yourself. You really do. So for me, I question everything since I'm a kid. So it's something like a kind of motor to build up in this society. And yeah, I guess it's part of my childhood, and what makes me go in one way. So also it's a good question if these other people functioning differently, and if it is people don't question so much, and if it's helpful for them. So I want to ask myself, is a way to bring balance in the way we questions? I will say yes, I will say questions is good, but could be very strong if you questions all the time. So you go to the supermarket and you can't decide for 20 minutes between the avocado costs 4 euros and the avocado costs 3 euros. So sometimes this kind of questions doesn't serve us and you want to go fast. And the essential questions is what I want to bring here. Essential about life, about concepts we think they are real. So this is really important, because for me that questions they are really growing, making alive, and make me to move to a new spaces. I will put example. If I will no question when I was kid, is this Christianity a way to put myself into? And maybe I will never find out. Yeah, I want to explore what is really God and what is really religions and what is this behind. So I start to investigate inside me, also outside, but so it's both sides. And yeah, I could figure out Christianity in the last month. I figured out many questions. I mean, since last 10 years, but for sure recently, I figured out with that question, Jesus is a figure crucified, but it's a figure of freedom. And if you end up showing freedom and knowledge, you get crucified. And this is what we see in front of us. So I ask why they don't show us an amazing Jesus before in a good way, sharing all of this love and sharing image. Imagine you go to a church and I just ask myself, I should talk about that because now it's like constantly talking about Jesus, but I was asking our question. But basically, was a good example. If you in the church could be different, could be showing different image, different emotions about Jesus, about that way to give. But no, you see all of this dark energy, blood. So I ask, I want to support that. I say no. So okay, next. So I found out another ways. I can say actually Christianism, I like it and I like Jesus. Uh, and I support that and I follow many parts. But I ask, I question questions. So more parts of question. My body, so since I do Vipassana meditation, I ask my, this is how supposed to be emotion, this is longer enough, like, so I ask to the emotion, to the feeling, I ask everything, how they feel, I ask myself, my thoughts, my parts, so it's constantly asking, I could say asking or checking in constantly, no? And sometimes the place change, so you can really swap, you can really change the reality when you do that. If you will not question in split second, you will act in the same pattern. So this form is very transcendent. Question, I could do it differently. Or, I mean, question also is coming with spaceness, with a little bit slow down to allow to make this question, yeah? So when you slow down, you ask the question, you already give the space to make new movement. So I'm curious, yeah, you can write here which kind of questions you have and how you feel about them, if you question a lot, if you don't, if they serve you. So, yeah, what I could say, what a question. More information to the space. So, yeah, like now I'm questioning, I should cut, I should be slower, I'm okay, I'm doing this right. So it's all of this. But I can feel they are really kind of not very helpful questions for me because they come and they start to make me afraid. They start to make me down and not focused. So I try to see them as a part of questioning is not very useful. So yeah, going back to useful questions, yeah, for me also as I was questioning this system, yeah, like political system and all of this. So was one of the big things as a punky or anarchist, question myself, don't follow the rules. But after giving all round, yeah, like now is coming a very funny thing about what is what will happen if I merge the system with empathy and allow this political be part of a reflection of my life. So yeah, I ask myself that instead of against the system. So yeah, like I was questioning a lot the system and putting a lot of energy there, and I think I tried to go more inside. So yeah, ask yourself like how much energy you question others or the outside, and maybe it's better to see inside and how this can change. Yeah, more things. So see now I start to feel like shame because it's the first video I'm making, so it's like wow. I can feel again like the stop and the questioning what you want, like, so this is a lot of power to that energy. So yeah, can be very interesting just to go with trust and go with another place more from the chest and no go with that part. So if I go with the chest and I go more confident, I would say like when I question also, it is coming with happiness. So I try to don't go a lot with endless questions or giving a lot of energy. So could be very interesting to be clear about that. You can question, wow, this is very interesting, like how shy I am. Yeah, super shy. Okay, let's move the energy. Oh my god, people, if you are shy, I understand you. I'm like totally, woo, I feel like here. Oh yeah. Okay, so I can feel like all kind of critics, boom boom. And they are from my end, no you, or maybe you, but for sure they start from me. So, okay. So asking what is reality, asking what is feelings, the emotions, how long they last, or if it, the ego, no? Ask my own ego if it is right, if it's his own view. So yeah, start to check a lot with this. So when the fear comes, I ask the fear what he needs, and I ask a lot inside. When the anger, I put her, show herself, and then I ask, I try to ask her. I mean, sometimes anger is too strong, so it's explosive, and yeah, maybe after. But if you have this microsecond with to ask the anger, I don't ask the anger, I ask myself like, wow, what is the emotion behind, what is the feeling? And like I feel like here is like, so you maybe the topic or the things is less important, but you start to be like very conscious about chemistry, and you start to feel like, wow, this is burning, like all of this, and this is kind of good, so tense. And then I start to ask a lot here, like, whoa. So it's not asking, also no mental ask, it's also embody ask, it's an embody question. So it's kind of a conceptual thing, like I cannot say it now, but maybe you can explore how you already without mental question, you can already embody questioning, like being that space. So always with empathy, and as a child, all of these parts or emotions, just hold it with a lot of love. And for me, it's always helps me. I'm not a master doing that constantly. Sometimes I say I drop it and I get like anger or sad, like it's good. I mean, when I say I'm drop it, it's like fully, so I cannot be in a center, so I go fully with emotion, and so after 10 minutes you feel, he dropped me very strongly. I could say like, I start to ask myself if the emotions, like many schools, or they say you have to be very strong and hold yourself, and I ask if this is also healthy and doesn't create another very difficult life and unhappy life. So I guess the big question is, what does it make us happy, the true happy, and what does it make us the most true? And yeah, I mean, I want to hear your questions, but for me, I will say, maybe the rest of the day I will ask, what stops me to be happy? And I could say right now I get the straight answer. So this, we could do exercise. So you ask and you get straight answer, and you hear what voice is. So you say fear. Fear stops me. He was like very strong, no? Like the response. So now I could say, okay, fear stops me, and I will ask why, and so say like because fear protects, no, like a kind of creates a fake concept of a bond to protection, or kind of frame. So kind of fear thought could frame life and be protective, but fear actually is against protection many times. I mean, yes, in some level it's good, no, because without a little bit fear, so you will go more and more deep in the ocean, and more deep. But some people swim from one place to another place like 10 kilometers, and they allow that, no, because they train. So it's all possible. It's a good question. It is really all possible. It is. We are possible to do everything. So you can ask that. But you can ask with simple questions, maybe you never ask. So I will say for you, you ask yourself, I'm thinking I'm right always. I could don't be right. So this is very helpful, because a lot of people think they're constantly right. So I'm doing from the right place that action. So another question will be, I'm following without checking with me. So this is very helpful with partnerships, with work, without your boundaries, no, like doing things because you really don't know how to say no. So yeah, I drop you a few questions there, and let's come back. Let's see if somebody see this video at least, and then I can make it again more that topic. I will make better quality, and that is just a check-in. You know, I like to see tutorials, no, and I say, why no? Why no? Why I cannot make? So thank you to listen, and sorry for the camera. It's just new iPad, so the camera is in that side, and I cannot understand how to make it center and configure it. That this is anything. So thank you, loves, and you see here.